Chew New Podcast would like to thank our following sponsors. Oviedo Brothers Electrical. Building a new home or commercial business? Call Sergio Oviedo, Master Electrician, to get the job done right at 956-904-7177. That's 956-904-7177. Let him know the Rockstar sent you. Hipsters Men's Barbershop. Looking for a good haircut at a great price? Try Hipsters Men's Barbershop, located at 2718 South 23rd Street, McAllen, Texas, or call in for an appointment at 956-209-2083. That's 956-209-2083. Tell them Chewanu sent you. Hemp It Up CBD. Had a long, stressful day and looking for something to help you relax? Try Hemp It Up CBD, located at 1911 North 10th Street, McAllen, Texas. Any questions? Call Maricela at 956-540-9488 or look them up on Facebook at RGV Hemp. And you heard it here at the Chewanu Podcast.
And this is Ooh, and welcome back to the Chew New Podcast, guys. Thank you for joining us on a special occasion. We have a donation going on right now for the Autistic Self Advocacy Network.
There you go.
And it's crazy, man. It's awesome. It's awesome we're doing this for these guys. Shout out to the sponsors. Don't worry, I'm gonna put your stuff on there. It's gonna be awesome on YouTube. YouTubers, thank you back, and thank you for subscribing. And without further ado, man. The man of the hour, right here, the Wolf King, Erik. Shadows!
Hey!
Erik Shadows in the house.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. Thanks
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, man. We were talking right before we started our podcast. Saying we're talking about the traffic was really bad coming over here.
Ridiculous. If I almost ran you all off the road, you all deserve it. So.
Yeah.
Same. I feel the same way sometimes. Yeah, man. So, I mean, how you been doing, man? How you going through this whole pandemic? How's it been for you?
Damn, I mean, dude, to be honest, 2020, I'm pretty sure, everybody's saying this, and I'm not trying to sound cliche, but it was tough, it was tough.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of business associates that have died because of COVID.
All right.
I even lost my father last year, not because of COVID, it was due to cancer, but...
I saw that on your Facebook. Sorry about
that. Thank you, but... Aside from that, it's just been a tough year as far as not being able to be with your people like you were used to. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure everybody watching can agree. As far as you can't even just embrace people because now everybody's kind of paranoid. Like, oh, just kind of like right now.
Yeah. I didn't mean to do that. It was just like.
I know, none taken. But I'm a very loving, positive guy. You know?
Yeah.
Can we curse here?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
I'm kind of an asshole, too, when I need to be. But for the most part, when I like someone, I'm very like, I can meet you right now. I'm going to hug you by the time I leave out of here.
Yeah. Right.
I could hug you guys right now.
Yeah.
But you see how you guys are, and I'm going to respect that, and I get it. It's a new day and age. It's a new lifestyle.
It's the new norm right now, what's going on. So the finally clears up, man. We just got to hang in there.
Because it's literally only been a year. Like a year. Yeah. Which is crazy.
It feels like it's been forever, though.
It feels like it's been for fucking ever.
Yeah. Talk about time really slowing down.
And that's one thing that's very important to me, man, is like, you'll never get time back.
Right.
Anything that you're doing or not doing, you'll never be able to get another chance of doing it because that second is gone. Those minutes, those hours, those days, whatnot.
Right.
So, as far as how I've been, overall, it's good. I love being a dad,
Hey, congratulations, buddy. Congratulations.
Wolf Prince, ready to kick your asses, too.
There you go, man. The young cub, the new
player. Yeah, most athletic baby ever.
Oh, man, he's going to be a killer. But, negative aside, it's been good. I've gotten to spend more time with family now, even if it's more careful and stuff, but... Mm-hmm. It's you always got to look at the better ways of it, the more positive aspect. Always look at the bright side.
Right.
It's made those times that you can get together with your family more special.
Yes. Thanksgiving, Christmas, weekends, any other weekend,
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
So now that we've got into that, how long have you been doing the wrestling, as far as the wrestling athletic thing?
Okay, well,
Take us back, man. Start from the beginning, bro.
What's your earliest memory of wrestling?
There you go.
now are we talking earliest memory doing it or as a kid?
Just
Earliest as far
early.
as like what made you say, you know what?
I was going into
I want to
childhood.
do that.
I was going into childhood, like you slamming your teddy bear into the ground and doing a suplex on it.
Yeah.
And and I'm pretty sure any wrestler that's watching this right now, they can probably agree. You can be asked 1,000 times, what made you get started?
Right.
What made you want to do it?
Right.
And I think we always stumble on it like, I don't know, what the hell made me want to do this,
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I wanted to be a cage fighter before
Really?
this.
Oh shit. Okay.
Being trained to do this
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
was one of the hardest transitions for me.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I picked it up fast. I picked it up where it's like, oh, okay, you just got to do this. I'm real common sense, I guess my ethics and common sense is just real quick, like,
Right.
this is the wrong way to do it, don't do it. So, I honestly don't know how I got here,
Right.
but, well, I do know.
Yeah.
I'm not on something. But
I just
wasn't-
woke up here. I don't know.
Hey, I don't know. Where am I again?
Who are you? No, but I mean, it found me. It's kind of like true love. It finds you, So, I was doing boxing when I was about 13, up to about 14, and then through my first years in high school, I was focusing on kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm just gonna focus on baseball in high school, get graduated, go to college, whatnot.
Right.
So a little bit after high school, I started really training again with kickboxing, and I was talking to my brother. I'm like, hey, like I actually want to go into the UFC. I would like to do some cage fighting
That's
because
awesome.
I've always loved fighting. Not that I was a bully or anything, but just it always called to me as far as like it's fun.
Right. Right. I got you.
It's so fun.
The sports view side. In other words, the sporting thing.
I have made such good friends because of fights.
Really.
One of my best friends, if he's watching, Mark, you are probably the best one. Me and this guy hated each other.
Really?
I'm talking, we wanted to kill each other. Like, I don't know what about this guy was. Like, he had a face you just want to punch.
Right.
Now I love this guy. Like,
Yeah.
you mess
Like
with
this
him.
guy?
Almost. Almost as bad. I'm messing with him.
Hang in there, table.
No,
Hang in there.
no.
Yeah, no,
No,
and
stuff happened.
and this started in 8th grade, I remember. And then high school, we got into a baseball locker room. After one of the practices, we were the first ones in the locker.
Uh-huh.
We didn't waste time.
Oh, you just win it. Let's go.
Really?
I still have a scar. I don't know, I don't know if I can show
Go
the
ahead.
camera, but
Yeah.
there's somewhere scar
Ladies,
here.
calm
Yeah.
down, ladies. Calm
Yeah.
down. It's a scar.
I'm gonna take the mic off for the live crowd because you guys deserve something.
There we go.
So-
So, here we go.
Let's see. I don't know. Let me see.
Is that in front? Scar right
I don't know how good the quality is, but anywho,
You got flash.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got flash. Make a donation.
that's $20 worth. Save the kids. Anyways, so that little V, my meat cut open because this guy slammed me against. You know how in fences you have the gates that open and you have the hinges and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one of the hinges, the screws popping up. So
Ah.
he slammed me right on it,
Damn.
and it just felt like a sharp pain. But I just kept swinging on this guy. I was like, I'm gonna knock his ass out. I
Right.
couldn't. He's one of the hard-headed dudes you'll ever meet.
Oh my goodness.
So, long story short, it turned from screw this guy to I can run faster than him. He's like, oh, I can throw farther than him. I can hit more balls than him. I can do more than this. And then it turned to like a rivalry.
A rivalry competition.
And now we're brothers. I mean, this guy's got kids. I've got my first kid. Like we're inseparable. We're
That's
brothers.
awesome, man.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, going back to the question, fighting has always been a thing. After a while, I don't know why, I discovered in Russia and overseas,
Mm-hmm.
they do cage fighting,
Mhm.
but if you've ever seen it, they do it so differently.
Hmm.
They'll actually be like Switzerland versus Scotland.
Oh shoot.
Oh,
Country
okay.
versus country.
International kind of thing.
International thing.
5-on-5
Oh shoot.
Oh.
MMA style, and I'm like,
Oh, okay.
shit, that's awesome. So I
Yes,
talked
yes.
to one of the trainers, like, hey, coach, are they ever bringing this over here? Nah, Nico, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that nonsense.
But I want to do that.
Yeah, he's like, no, we're going to keep it traditional here. It's going to always stay one-on-one. Nah, you don't want to do that. You're going to end up getting hurt by some guy hitting you from behind. I was like, I don't care. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Because, like, for the ones that know me, I am always been very attracted to the gladiatorial times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is what called me to wrestling.
Right.
I just love entertaining crowds through spectacle as far as combat goes. So, we have audio is lagging.
Yeah, that's my wife. Hi, babe. Hi, babe. Yeah, I was lagging because I'm running the mirror off of the phone off into a TV, so it's gonna be a little bit of a lag, but that'll clear up once we finish the show.
He's
So don't worry.
doing it on purpose because he doesn't want you to hear what we're saying about it.
Don't listen to him, babe. Don't listen to him. It's gonna get me in trouble.
No, anyways, but what's it called? So I had quit the goal as far as being a cage fighter. Not quit, but I just kind of got bored of it. I was like, well, then I don't know what I want to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I was kind of lost, and I was working at Academy.
Okay.
And I got this one guy, and I was about 19 or 20. So I still had a temperament. I had a temper problem at one point. And he was asking me about a soccer ball. Like, oh, what soccer ball do you recommend? I don't know shit about soccer. All I know is you got to kick it from here to over there, score the goal, you're good.
There you go.
So I was in such a bad mood, and I regret it. I don't regret it. I mean, it's whatever, but I felt bad about it.
Right.
I literally ripped it out of the box, bounced it. I'm like, there you go. That's a good soccer ball.
Oh.
And then I started walking away. You know, you're probably thinking, I would have fired your ass. So he tells me, you know what really bugs me? And I'm like, here we go. Here we go. So I turn around,
Yeah.
and he's like, I do kung fu right away. Deer in headlights. Like, really? And he's like, and I can't do that little thing where the player throws the soccer ball up, spins it around, and then catches it again. I was like, dude, I did Muay Thai, and I couldn't do this shit to save my life. So we're there talking for an hour, and then eventually he tells me about wrestling, and I was like, oh, okay, he's probably talking about collegiate wrestling.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, no, there's some guys that they train there in a flea market. And I was like, oh, you're talking about that lucha libre, like it's like Mexican style. Nah, I don't like it, you know. Now I have a whole new respect, so like, but in Cipe, anybody that's watching me, don't worry about it, I'm not gonna bash you, you know. I worked in Mexico all of 2019, I have a whole respect for lucha libre, but at the time I was like, no, it's just, I don't know, I don't want to wear a mask, I don't want to do any of that.
Right.
And then he's like, no, there's actually some guys, and he described it as, oh, they're doing it like, what's it called, WWE, and I was just like, well, like American? And he's like, yeah, I was like, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. So I told, my best friend Mark, my other best friend Matt, his little brother, Matt Riot, if anybody doesn't know, my little brother. So I told them, I was like, hey, let's go check it out. So we go, and then, at first I was like, nah, this can't be legit. And as we got close to the warehouse, that's when we saw, guys running around the ring, 2 guys grappling inside. I was like, oh, okay. Met the trainers, and 6 months later, Erik Shadows was born.
There you go.
Actually, 5 months. 5 months.
Wow.
But yeah, man, I mean, I've been doing it for about 9 years. It'll be 10 in June.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a hell of a ride. I've met a lot of good people. I've made some enemies, which I don't care. If you're still in that mentality, and this is what I want to tell any new guys like listening, and I know you guys like are only seeing it from one perspective, but I think it's in anything. Like if you have a job, if you have a position, someone is always gunning for that spot, and they don't like you because you're ahead, or other people will acknowledge your good work, but nobody wants to point out someone else's good work, and they're like, well, screw this guy, I'm just as good as him.
Right.
And I believe it. It's like, if you think you're better than me, I believe you. You might be, but you got to prove it.
Exactly.
It's kind of like in kickboxing. Like if somebody said, hey, you want to spar? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Some guy would be like, oh, I could probably beat you. I'm like, well, then come fucking prove it,
Right.
And that's all it's about me. Like, I'm not about being petty, and I've been stupid before. When I was like in my early 20s, I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick at this guy. I'm going to make him pissed off. I'm going to see if he does something about it.
Right.
But, like, if you say anything to me, like, do something. That's where I'm at right now, and that's where I've always been. But with wrestling, it's like high school. For adults all over again.
Okay.
It's the same politics, the same drama, oh, I'm going to take care of my people.
Right.
To me, it's like, be the best that you're at. Be the best person that you can be. You're going to get your accomplishments. You're going to get your opportunities. Just stay positive.
Right. Gotcha.
Don't worry about the drama. Don't worry about the pettiness. No matter what, you're going to have your supporters. You're going to have your haters. I hate that word, but it's true.
Yeah.
But overall, I love everybody.
There you go. That's the positive attitude to go with it.
You like me? Awesome. Let's drink about it. You don't? Let's drink and then fight about it. I don't care. But overall, man, this is a fun ride.
And out of all the, I mean, as far as was it, you said going on 10 years, you said?
Yeah.
Out of all the 10 years, I mean, as far as matches, which one sticks to your head, man? I mean, that's like, damn, this match was like, yeah, this one did it for me.
Did it for me how?
Did it for me like this? It can't get any better than that, or I can't. There's nothing gonna be compared to this in particular match I've had.
I've just reached a new level of badassery because I'm fighting this guy, or I beat this guy, and you know, now I'm at a different level. Have you had that moment yet, or?
I mean, I've had moments, you know, I've had matches where it's just like, as they describe it, as magic. Like, the crowd is just screaming, they're reacting to they feel what you're feeling.
Right.
And I've had a lot of matches, some matches that people wouldn't even dub as important. They're just like, oh, it's just a whatever match, but then people are like, oh my God, they're sucked in. I'm sucked in, I'm feeling it.
Right.
You know, but as far as, I don't know if I have one match. I have a lot of them, but I'm not going to sit here and say this one, and then this happened, and then this one. But I mean, I face guys, you know, like, I face guys like Brian Kendrick. You know, I've worked with Jax Dane. He was a former NWA champion. That guy, he actually fractured these 3 fingers.
Oh, really?
Off of a spear, of all things.
Oh,
I was turning around, and I was like, oh, shit. I mean, if you've ever had a bull running right at you at last second, or you ever had those dreams where you're falling asleep and like you wake up?
Yeah, you pop up.
It was one of those.
Oh,
so as soon as I saw him, I was like, 100 miles per hour. Jack Dane, if you're watching this, you're an asshole.
Seconded.
He hit me so hard that, you know, my body just did this.
Right.
But I did it so fast. It was all impact right here. Oof. And these fingers just, this guy's got a solid back, man.
Oh,
this guy's got no fat whatsoever. Just pop.
Oh, that did it.
And it sounded like just like a little pop.
Pop.
3 of them, but it was a snap. I didn't know that until like after the match. I was just like, why is my hand hot? And then this started getting swollen. I was like, oh. And then I found out I had a hairline fracture here and here.
Oh
and
my gosh, man. Jeez.
Yeah. And then I was just like, okay. And Dave Blackwell, he's a ref down here, one of the best guys down here. He told me, he's like, yeah, you might be out, but I mean, I don't know if you want to take time. I was like, I'm not going to take time off. I was like, I just taped up my fingers and let's keep working, you know. Yeah. So, but it took me like 6 months to finally heal him. Jeez. But I had to take 2 weeks off of like nothing, and then now they're healed, back at it. Yeah, like they still bug me here and there, but I mean, it's no problem.
And they still got that popping noise every time you're going and going. Anything you're doing, even if you're writing or something or picking up something, they tend to pop. Yeah. I relate to that, but mine was through basketball injury, so I'm not even gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole, man. I don't even want to go to that story.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, and as far as I know right now, as far as the pandemic is, as far as matches wise, when are you guys gonna be up and running again, ready to go?
Well, I mean, I've been working up in there's one company, Atlas Wrestling, and it's a very hot company. I mean, it just got started. It's probably gonna go on show number 2.
Okay.
I mean, technically, if you want to add the other ones, there's going to be 4th show, but the second one officially, like for the crowd.
Right.
February 12th, if you're in Uvalde, Texas, make sure to make it out there.
Texas. Yeah. Home of all right. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be in the main event. It's a 6-man elimination match.
There you go.
And it's for the first ever crowning of the first heavyweight champion for the company.
Oh shit! Here you go.
So aside from wrestling, I've just been busting ass. You know, I've been going to the gym. I've been doing more training as far as kickboxing, even though it has nothing to do with wrestling.
Right.
But that's what's always kept me good. That's what's always kept me on top of other people. You know, it's
right.
Building the core, to have a nice strong core.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you can be the best flipper. You can go and jump off ropes and all that. Bravo.
Right.
If you can't last, you're not going to win.
Right.
So
the stamina, pretty much the stamina.
That might work for them. It might work for me. I just don't like it. This works for me, and I'm going to keep doing it better.
Right.
So, it's just, I guess, a different style of training. You know, I guess everyone has their quirk.
Yeah.
I think that's mine. But, yeah, with the pandemic, it hasn't been that busy as far as wrestling, and I think a lot of promoters and promotions, they have to be careful as well.
Yes. Yeah.
I have seen them say, like, okay, we did have a show, but due to the current news that's going on, we're going to postpone it or we're going to limit it.
Right.
We're only going to film, no crowd. You know, and I've done a few of those, and it's pretty odd at first, but after a while, it's like, oh, you know, this is pretty fun. You know, it lets you actually have some fun of like, you know what, I can breathe. I don't have to worry about that one guy saying, get up and hit him. It's like, dude, I'm dying. Hold on.
Whoa, you get up here.
You get up and down.
I don't know how many
Damn.
times there's one time where I was like cotton mouth, and I was like, Jesus, and I couldn't breathe.
Right.
And then some old man in the crowd, he was drunk. I love it. I'll never forget. I mean, for anybody that speaks Spanish, chingatelo, mijo. And then I was like, un momento. And then he was like, levántate, like, get up. And I'm just like, and then like the ref was like, you go, like, hold on. You get in here. I'll take your seat next to your wife. She can give me the beer, and you fight this guy. And then he ended up buying me a beer after the show. I was like, hell yeah.
That's
So I was like, all right, I'll let it go.
I forgive you.
Yeah.
You know what? Good point. Here's a beer.
Here's a body. Thanks, man.
I'm like a dog. I'm like, oh, cool, treat.
So the whole Erik Shadows, now the whole evolve of Erik Shadows to the Wolf King. What was behind that story? Why Erik Shadows? Why the Wolf King?
Oh, man, I mean, it's a whole mountain to climb right there, man. I mean, when it started, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. You know, they told me, I understand you're used to this kind of mentality of just go out there and just fight and win.
Right.
But with wrestling, you have to remember, there's a crowd watching. And even though we're not like how we are on TV, where we have to tell that story to the people watching at home, we have to take care of our bodies because we're working so many days out of the week.
Right.
But here, it's like, yeah, you are competing. You are trying to outlast the other dude before he just doesn't want to get up from the pin and then you beat him.
Right.
But you have to remember, hey, you know what? That little kid is watching.
Right.
You know, he's not at home watching Raw or SmackDown, whatever they want to watch.
He came out to see.
Yeah, exactly.
the
So
show.
you need to give him his money worth, and that's where I developed the mentality. I was like, all right, you know what? I don't care who I face in the ring. When they come and watch my match, they're going to remember that. Even if it's the only match, I'm going to make sure it doesn't even have to be the biggest, holy crap, he just threw him through a table and whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But you're going to love my match because, one, I have one of the best strikes. I don't care who this itch is at. And I've gotten told time and time again, like, oh man, you know, like, this is what I tell everybody. A lot of people like to bash other wrestlers, like, oh, you know, it's just real bullshit. No, it's not. Everyone has their own style.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If this guy likes lucha libre, that's his best.
Right.
If this guy likes to flip around you, that's his best. If this guy just likes to just knock everything down because he's 6 feet tall, that's his thing.
Right. Exactly.
With me, that's just what works. You know, like, it's my roots.
Right.
You know, so like when I started, I didn't know who was Erik Shadows. You know, it started as E Shadows, by the way, for anybody that was in the original. I was put on the spot. I was put in a sparring match. I forgot against who. Oh, I think it was against Denny Chance.
Okay.
And the trainer was like, okay, in this corner you have blah, 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 Denny Chance. And in this corner, dude, what's your name? And I legit, because I mean, it was like my first sparring match.
You had a Spider-Man moment right there?
It's not, kind of, And it's not that I didn't know anything. I was just like, oh, okay, maybe this guy doesn't really know me. So I was like, oh, Erik. And they're like, Erik what? And I was like, oh, I thought he meant my real name. He's like, oh, Erik Garza. And he's like, and then this girl's like, oh, hold on. I was like, no, don't announce me in my real name. And then it's just like in a split, just seconds, like just milliseconds. It was like, okay, Erik, last name, let's see, I don't know, lead singers, whatever, this guy, M Shadows, E Shadows. M Shadows is one of the lead singers for one of my favorite bands, Avenged Sevenfold. So his stage name is M Shadows, but it's like Matt Shadows.
Right.
But I was like, I'll go with E Shadows.
Okay.
And it hit.
Yeah.
Everybody liked it, you know, and then I changed it to Erik Shadows once I won my first main championship, which is the Grand Warrior for the Wrestling Revolution.
Right.
So that's where it was like, oh, it's Erik Shadows. And I would mess with a lot of people. They would be like, oh, what does the E stand for? I'd be like, oh, it's Ernie. and it's like, oh, it's like, so what's the E stand for? And like, they didn't have me on social media or anything. So I'd be like, oh, you know, Ever, Shadows, I don't know. And they would just keep asking, and they're like, it's your name, isn't it? And I was like, sure, it's Earl Shadows.
Earl, yeah.
That's why I'm just keeping the first letter. And they're like, oh, okay. And then once it was like Erik Shadows, I was like, oh, it is Erik Shadows. It's like, come on, guys.
And the whole, like I said, it resonated to the Wolf King. I saw the if anybody goes out to Eric's page, he has the TikTok where you have the actually wearing the wolf.
Wolf headdress.
Yeah, headdress, and it looks fucking awesome, dude. I mean,
Thanks,
it
man.
looks
Appreciate that.
amazing.
Appreciate that.
I used that for the opening commercial for the Two New podcast, and
Yeah.
people were digging it, man.
Yeah.
Even at the very end of our last episode with Rose. By the way, Rose, thank you for helping us set up this, man. Good idea. It works. Thank you very much. At the very end of the podcast, I put that at the very end, and people were already responding to it. Man, who's this guy? When is he coming out? And I had to go, shit, I'm going to have to push this as much as I possibly get people to watch or hear the podcast.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the way you came out with it, first you had your back to the camera, then when you turn around, that's when you have the headdress on. I was like, damn, that looks awesome, man. That looks sweet. Now, do you bring that into the ring?
Yeah, that is my entrance. That is only for the entrance. Yeah, people are like, how do you fight in that thing? I'm like, I don't.
I hope you don't find
No,
out.
Are you supposed to be like a Tekken fighter with a headdress on? No.
King, no, not that guy. Nah, it'd be way too damn hot to take it on.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it was just, I don't know where, I thought, cause you know, I'm real good friends with Sammy Guevara.
Okay.
Okay.
And when he came out with the panda, I was like, that is genius.
Ah, okay.
And then it's not that would inspire me. It's like I always wanted something, but I was like, I don't know. You know, I used to come out with like a hoodie with like fur around it or whatever.
Right.
I screwed it up by throwing it in the dryer, and then it just come out looking like a fucking poodle.
Oh.
So that I had to retire eventually.
Right, okay.
And then I was like, screw it, whatever. So I just started coming out with, you know, what you see right here and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And working Mexico taught me, like, you know what, like, more character. Because, like, that's the thing, if you, like, travel around the world, you know, like, you go to Japan, you just beat the shit out of someone. You go to Germany, you learn the best techniques. You know, you go all over the U.S., it's different. You know, some guys like to showboat, some guys like to strike, some guys like to wrestle, grapple, whatnot.
Right.
You go to Mexico, it's a whole fun world out there, man.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all character, you know, it's
Yes.
all like, if you're not charismatic, you're boring, you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I pride myself on, like, making sure I'm not a boring person to either talk to watch, or just to be around. So
Right.
going there, it taught me more, where I was like, okay, you know what, like, I just spice it up. And I forgot who it was that told me. I think it was one of the Panteras from Tamaulipas. And they told me, like, yeah, man, you need to, like, you know, I'm just translating for everybody. I was like, you need to, like, do something that's going to bring out that name, because they loved what I was going off of. And it was, I went off of, you know, a lot of names, like Wolf of Chaos, Wolf of the Revolution, Wolf of, you know, whatever. And it was like tattoos and whatnot. So
Right.
like the people gave me these ideas.
Right.
So then after a while, I was like, no, you know what? I'm the shit. I'm the Wolf King right now. So then, like, I started using it in Mexico, and they were like, oh, okay, like, you know. And they would say it in English, which was awesome, like, the Wolf King, Erik Shadows. And I was like, oh, badass, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
And then I said it in some companies around here, and I was like, okay, it works. And so I just started brainstorming. I'm like, I gotta do something.
Right.
So I started thinking, like, should I come out with cuffs, with fur? And I'm like, no, that'd be weird. And then I just thought, and I was like, you know what? Let me get a headpiece, you know?
Yeah.
But something that I can still see through, and then I'll just take it off or whatever. So it's still a work in progress as far as, like, I've only done it, I think, a handful of times. I come out with it, but it's fun, it's cool. Like, you know, as soon as I came out, I debuted it in that company, Atlas Wrestling, and as soon as I walked out, the crowd was already chanting, like, Wolf King, Wolf
That's
King,
awesome.
Wolf
And you know, and the thing is, too, when I saw that for the first time, when I saw the headdress, I'm like, dude.
It comes off like it.
Yeah, and I saw it, I was like, oh, man, and I remember from the old wrestling, you had the long hair. You had the long hair, and I'm like, oh, man.
I don't miss it.
I start, no, this is what I started resonating. I started thinking, oh, if this guy left his long hair, grew the mustache and the beard out, and he's called the Wolf King, this guy can come this close to being Jon Snow on the freaking ring. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I go, but I'm glad he didn't stay there. I'm glad he's doing his own thing with it. But like, dude, when you said the Wolf King, I'm like, shit, this gets real close to that. Like, maybe that's the grab, that's the get.
Yeah.
But I mean, you doing your own thing about it, and you're bringing it in your perspective is even better, because it gives it a whole different view.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I always try to stay original. I never try to bite off of anybody. And, like, yeah, you get inspirations, and you get references. You get, you know, you pick pieces apart, and then, you know, you bring it in, you resonate it into whatever you want to make it.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, the Wolf King, it's always been just something in me. Wolves are like my favorite animals in the world. Like, I always told, you know, even my wife, she's like, oh, but like, you would never go near. Like, oh, I died to them. I don't even care. It's like, it's beautiful. Like, the way they stick together, they don't take shit from anybody.
Yep.
You know, yeah, they hunt in packs, but then, like, you get the alpha in front, he ain't gonna let you through, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I've always had that, you know, I've gotten in trouble for it, you know, I've gotten into arguments with a woman. It's like, oh, like her own friends would be like, you need a guy like that, you know. It's like she'd be like, oh, he's just too machismo, and I'm not that bad machismo where it's like, oh no, I run the house and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
No, it's just like I just don't take shit from anybody, you know.
Right.
Right.
Right. I got you.
Like
I got
like
you.
if you disagree with me, like, you know what, Eric, I don't like your shirt. It's like, that's fine, you know, I don't care. Big whoop. Eric, you're a fucking asshole. Yeah, I am. You know, but if you like disrespect me in a way where it's
Right.
like, you know, get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit, like, you want to make me get out of here. Come
Right.
on, you know.
There you go.
That's
I got you.
that's what I mean. So like, you know, I you know, not to get too off topic of the
No, no,
podcast,
no,
but
go
Go for it.
people that say, any guys that say, oh, you know, happy wife, happy life, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Why isn't it happy spouse, happy house? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
keep us both happy. You know, like.
exactly. 50-50. I gotcha.
And my advice to any couples watching, you know, this is a whole new show now. Give your partner space and freedom. They deserve it just as much as you do. You can go out with your girls. He should be able to go out with his boys and do whatever he wants. You can do whatever you want. Just, you know, stay within the boundaries. Common sense, right? Love your partner more than you love yourself.
There you go.
And everyone will be
That's
happy.
some good advice right there, buddy.
So,
Maybe we should leave, dude.
I think we should just leave.
You know, Eric,
switch the seats.
take it up.
Switch the seats.
Yeah, take.
Eric, thank you for coming by. And that was the end of the True podcast.
So much for that.
Damn, look at the time. Nah, but I mean, the Wolf King, I think it's just like the newest evolution to me.
Right.
As far as, I mean, I've almost been in this business for 10 years, and I've grown a lot because of it. You know, I feel like even when I debuted, yeah, I was 20, but I was a boy.
Right.
And 10 years later, good and bad that's happened, it's made me the man I am today. So,
There you go.
going from Wolf of Chaos to Wolf of the Revolution, Wolf of this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, you know what? I run this house, I run my house, you know, like me, not my house, but like
Right,
me,
right,
like
right.
my domain, I am the Wolf King, and it just makes sense to me right
That's-
now. And it's hit, and it's hit.
Yes, it is.
Everybody's like, yeah, this guy's the guy, like
Yeah,
he's the
yeah.
guy. So that's cool.
I've seen some of the matches with the federation you're with. I mean, you've had a lot of them on YouTube. I think you've been programming them a lot on YouTube. Is that correct?
Which ones?
What was the name of the federation? That federation you were in. That's where I saw the Wolf King. It wasn't with Revolutions.
Make a difference.
Make a difference. Yes.
Which, by the way, that is where you saw that editing. They're geniuses
Yes.
when it comes to editing.
And I've been noticing that you guys have actually a YouTube channel where it has a couple of interesting matches,
Yeah.
but a lot of like really movie
Yeah.
thematic
Yeah.
matches. Matches. You
Yeah,
know, that was pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, this pandemic has given us a chance to actually explore options as far as just like, oh, just go out there, crowd's going crazy, win, go home.
Right.
Like, now you actually get to go and you get to, you know, experiment. Like, you know what, let me try this. And then, okay, now how are you going to react in this situation? Oh, okay, like this. So
Right.
it's definitely fun, you know, and it's definitely new. But I've always been attracted to acting as well, so it's like, oh, you know what, I'll try something out, you know.
Right,
and
right.
it's a lot easier on the body. You know,
Yeah,
you're not actually trying to beat this dude. Like, it's
Right.
actually like, okay, we need it's a movie product.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
so now it's like, okay, cool. Like, and you actually get to go home, and I'm like, oh wow, I can actually
sit
I
down.
can
and
sit
relax.
down. I can actually play. I can do something else. I
My
can,
fingers aren't popping or nothing?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, so it's definitely really cool, but it doesn't come close to actually going out there and feeling that pain and actually earning that win. So yeah, I mean, I still
Yeah.
prefer
Well,
that.
it's just a different kind of battle, you know.
It is, yeah,
you
it
know.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It's more of a mental battle
Yes.
versus the physicality of the other. But yeah, no, it's definitely been fun. Yeah, they have a YouTube channel. They're releasing a match, I think, every week or every other week.
Yeah, I was checking that out. I wanted to subscribe to it. And
Do it.
I'm gonna do it. And guys,
Do it.
if you go out there, I gotta look for it. I will put it on our social media so you can check that out. And it's actually very interesting. I like it. It kind of brought me back to and I don't mean to compare it, but it kind of brought me back to the what WrestleMania was. I think it was the last year or the year before where Undertaker had his last match.
Oh,
Right,
the
and
Boneyard match.
Yes, that was Amazing. I
Yeah.
love the way it started, and I love the way it ended. It was amazing.
Truth be told, I didn't watch that WrestleMania.
Oh my
I
gosh.
still have no idea what people are talking about.
You need to see. It's,
Yeah.
it's a must. And not to mention, and I'm gonna toss this out there because, and I shouldn't, but I am, because we are in the wrestling subject. You know, WWE is gonna have WrestleMania not this year, but the following year in Arlington,
wow.
Texas. So that's something on the bucket list again, because I went to New Orleans to go see WrestleMania over there.
There we go.
I want to go see it again.
Yeah.
But I also want to see a lot of the Valley shows also, man, because there's some little good venues here and there.
There's
And with
some great talent in those things.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of talent, man,
A lot
and
of talent
considering the
coming
fact, you know, I'm hoping and praying this slowly goes away. This finally gets out of the RGV, and we can start going to bars and clubs and watch live talent like Lisette Marie, Rose, and the people that come. Wrestling shows also. I mean, we really want to get out there and really
Yeah.
push,
Yeah, man.
you know, the RGV talent. That's what this show is about, man. Pushing any kind of talent that's in the RGV.
Yeah.
That way they get known. Because I know you can do your social media and you can only do so much. Push. But then I said, you know, I told you, I go, we make a podcast and we just push talent out every week. People are gonna start noticing. Hey, you know, this is let's keep an eye on who else do you bring out, where they're
Yeah.
gonna perform, where they're gonna be at, you know.
Yeah.
Gives them a plan for the weekend, you know, to
Exactly.
relax. So I mean, and shout out to the eatery.
The eatery.
Eatery, thank you, man. Appreciate you guys. I'm glad you guys are doing well over there. Shout out to you guys. It's a nice little venue right here across from us. About 2 blocks down.
Okay.
Bunch of food trucks.
Oh, nice.
Little bar in the back and has an open stage where they have live performances.
So shall we?
Not right now, Eric.
Not yet, not yet. Hold on. Let's
Hold
wrap
on,
up the
man.
show.
Let's wrap the show, maybe.
You know what? Close out your show. We'll close out our show, and then we'll go meet over there.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, I was there Friday, and it was just amazing. Live music, just a bunch of families there. Everyone was socially distant, wearing masks, eating a lot of good food,
Oh, a lot of tacos,
drinking a lot of good
everything,
beer.
man.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
And it's all
It's
outside.
a great live venue area, and these times it's nice for families to get out and do something.
Breathe
Right.
a little
You know, you
bit.
can't
a
even
little bit.
when you can't even go to like a dine-in restaurant anymore. It's like you have this.
Hell,
And-
you
and
can,
it is good.
And you can even go in your vehicle and there's parking spaces. You can get the
Yeah.
food, sit in your car, and listen to live music, roll down the
Exactly.
windows and relax.
Exactly.
You know, get out of the
Yeah.
house for a while. You know.
I might come and check it out sometime.
Yeah, it comes
Yeah,
down Friday.
absolutely.
I believe Friday. I should have put. I'll put the venues out. What's
Okay.
going on this weekend, so you can take a look at those also,
Alright.
which is another thing I gotta put on. There's a lot of stuff to do, guys, because now that we got this little bad boy up and running, this is gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
But Eric-
if you're in the Westlaco area,
Yeah.
and you know you just want to go somewhere, relax, have some good food, the eatery is the place to go.
All right.
Yeah,
I don't mind the
yeah,
drive.
for
I'll
sure.
come.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But other than that, Eric, man, God, there's so much more we could talk about, man. I mean, geez, I mean, your wrestling thing. Anything else besides wrestling that you haven't
Give
gone
us-
at the fence?
Give us all your socials before we forget.
Yeah, yeah. Social medias. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
I got I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, Eric_Shadows, and Facebook. You can find me as Eric Shadows. I never got into Twitter. I just feel like it's just too much.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yes.
call me
It's a-
old school. You know, so I'm just like,
It's a cesspit.
you know, yeah, like I've had guys from like WWE tell me like, oh no, you need to be on your social media, man, like constantly. You like every day post. You always need the attention. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah.
I just
Right.
hate. It's like I have this curse where like I'll go somewhere and it's all these beautiful things, but I'll never put memories on it. It's just I experience it,
Right.
and then I'm
Right.
like, shit, I should
Yeah.
have taken
Take a
pictures.
picture of that.
Why,
yeah.
why are you gonna stop and just to line up a picture so
Like
that you can?
I'm really gonna focus on my bachelor party. Like I'm gonna try and take videos and pictures because
I don't think you understand the rules of bachelor party,
Actually,
man.
no. Like I'm serious because I want to look back and be like, oh, that's what happened. Because I love The Hangover, but in
That's where I
case,
got that little scar.
yeah, it's like also they did donate my kidney. Okay.
And what does it say?
Now again, I'm not gonna be the whole time on my phone. Like no. And that's my. It's a blessing and a curse. Like I just rather experience something
Right,
versus like
right.
picture, video,
Yeah.
you know. But like I'm just gonna try to memorize it, like with the boys around and everything. Like, oh, like remember when this happened, guys? Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But-
got it on video.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Oh shit! Delete that! Delete.
It's like, who's that girl? Is that me? Delete that right now. No, but what's it
Oh,
called? But
my
no, I mean,
God.
yeah, it's just, man, it's it's a problem, but it's not a problem to me because it's like it's better to experience it. But
Yeah.
a lot of people like they're always stuck on their phones. So like when it comes to social
Yeah.
media, I just forget sometimes that it's even there. Like I'll get on there, like I'll read a couple of like business things. I'm like, oh, that's a smart idea. Let me get back on the market and see what I
Right.
can do there. Oh, it works. Cool. But I only use my phone for like educational. Oh crap, sorry.
It's all good.
That's fine.
I want to learn something, if I want to study something, if I want to just learn a new technique or something
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
But like when it comes to social media, I'm like, oh, you know what? I haven't posted in like, I don't know, 6 days. Here's a story. You know,
Right,
or if it's
right.
like, oh damn, my son looks like a stud. Boom, post him
There you go. Hey,
But-
you're a sharp-looking kid, man.
but like yeah, like it's hard to me, like like
Yeah.
constantly having to come up with something clever to say or
Right,
oh,
right.
let me-
And that's the thing about socials. Like you may need it to interact with your fans, but if it's
And I
not
do,
for you,
and I do, and I
Yeah.
do, and I do. Like that's
Yeah.
one thing that I think a lot of people forget is like it's social media.
yes,
It's
Right.
so you can socialize.
Right.
Like you see, like when you message me, it's like, yeah, what's going on, man? You know, and then you told me about your podcast. A lot of guys would have just taken it like, nah, it's just a random fan.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, well, then how are you gonna make money? You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, given you do have some weird fans that are like, oh, hey, will you sell this for how much? And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, man.
You know what?
But you,
You
still,
do,
but you,
you do
still,
you.
but you still gotta let them down easy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
you don't want to just be like, oh, fuck
Yeah.
off, dude. Like, no, just like.
Is there a
Yeah.
certain area where you have all your merch so people can go on and buy your merch? Or
Uh,
that's just only during the shows?
I have a business that is selling my merch, but I haven't pitched it for like 2 years. It didn't really move there. I don't think the guy was doing much. If he's listening to this, I don't really care. But it's there. But I'm not gonna put the link on there. I just rather tell the people just come out to any of the shows that I'm at, and I got something there. I have a new line of shirts and other things coming out. It's just a matter of finalizing the final product, doing the prints, and then bringing it out.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I'm a perfectionist. I don't just rush and like, I just want the money. Like, no. Like, I want the people to be proud. Like, holy shit, look at this shit that I got. Or,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, gotcha.
Of
like,
course,
oh look, check
of
this
course.
out. You know, so.
Eventually, I'm
That's
gonna want a T-shirt that says the Wolf King on it, no matter what. I
You
need a
see,
T-shirt.
there you go. There's a new idea. Now I gotta come up with something like Wolf King because someone like you is gonna want to wear it. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
now I'm gonna go home on the drive home. I'm gonna brainstorm.
There you go.
And the first one's gonna get one is you.
Sweet!
There
There
you
you
go.
go, right there. You heard it first. You heard it first.
Only because he shit on my broken fingers, he's gonna have to wait.
Is that all it took?
That's all it
What
took.
the-
That is all
What the
it took.
fuck? I was trying to be supportive.
Okay, free food, then all right, you get
All
out.
right.
You're in.
All right.
All right.
You're in. Oh man, you can go on and on, guys. It's a treat, Eric. I appreciate you, man. Coming by the podcast, man.
This is fun, man. This is fun. I
I'm
like this.
glad,
This is
and
fucking
we
awesome.
are gonna bring you back again once this pandemic's all over.
Yeah.
Let
We
me
get
know.
a couple of matches. We go out there and go watch you. Come back and say, hey, man, you know. what's
Anytime
going
you
on?
got something you want to talk about, come in the show. If you want to get more marital advice, dude, like we can set that shit
At
up
that
with
point,
a-
I just need the channel.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, you think we won't step aside, dude? Are you kidding me?
Man.
Yeah.
I'm a man of many talents. I'll do it all.
Yeah.
I'll do it
Deep
all.
marital thoughts from
Deep
the
marital
from the
thoughts
Wolf
with
King.
Wolf King.
Make a sandwich, woman. No, it's babe. Can you please make a sandwich?
There you
There you
go.
go.
And
See?
I'll have your glass of wine sitting right here. It might not be full, but it'll be.
See?
Compromise.
Better
Compromise.
hurry up.
I'm daddy's hungry.
No, man.
But-
And this podcast, like I said, is great. Is awesome. I love the energy in here. It's awesome, man. I'm glad you came by
Yeah,
out
man,
and
it's-
joined us, man. And when, like you said, man, if you have anything else you want to come on and talk to us,
Anytime.
just give us a heads
give
up.
us a heads
We'll
up.
schedule on here and we'll get you back in here again, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. If a body piles up, I'll make sure to come and talk. Oh, cut that out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's live.
It's live. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. We are
These
located
three
at-
fingers don't really work that well, man.
It's like, oh, it messes with my head.
My equilibrium.
Oh my God. Oh, I think we're gonna have to go R-rated next time we go live.
You told me we can curse.
No, we're fine with that. We just got into the murder thing and bodies. I'm like,
Oh, no, I was talking about a game.
Oh, there you go. That
Oh.
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, great show tonight, guys. Stay tuned for the other episode next week. I think we have Isaac Romero
Yes.
from, I believe, from Harlingen or Brownsville, Texas. I'm not really sure. Excuse me on that, Isaac.
Well,
but I got it wrong.
we gotta check the calendar.
We got a calendar. We got a
got
calendar
a
now.
calendar.
We got a calendar
It's
now.
not
Yes,
here,
yes,
but-
yeah, it's somewhere around
Yeah,
here.
that's something.
But next week that'll be Mr. Isaac coming in. Probably gonna bring his guitar and put a little show for us. And we'll see if we can bring us something we can put in the wall also.
You don't have to, Isaac, if you want to.
You are gonna bring something.
You're gonna bring it.
something.
You're so aggressive.
You're gonna bring it.
Eric Shadows.
Eric Shadows said, you're bringing it.
You're bringing it.
You're bringing it.
You are bringing it.
Say hello to the new security of the place.
I don't see a guitar.
I don't see a guitar. You better get on that
Get a guitar.
You get back in that car and you get your ass over here with the guitar.
Eric, we appreciate you
Thank you
coming
so
by,
much,
man.
brother.
You're
I appreciate
awesome.
you guys, man.
You're
Yeah.
awesome. And Chew, go ahead and sign her out, brother.
I've been chill.
And I am Ooh, and this is Eric Shadows right here in the corner. Thank you. We'll see you next week with Isaac Romero. Later, Gators.
Latest, kitties.